Sixth motive, it gives us great interior liberty. This practice of devotion gives to those who make use of it faithfully a great interior liberty, which is the liberty of the children of God. Since by this devotion we make ourselves slaves of Jesus Christ and consecrate ourselves entirely to Him in this capacity, our good Master, in recompense for the loving captivity in which we put ourselves, 1. Takes from the soul all scruple and servile fear, which are capable only of cramping, imprisoning, or confusing it. 2. He enlarges the heart with firm confidence in God, making it look upon Him as a Father. And 3. He inspires us with a tender and filial love. Without stopping to prove these truths with arguments, I shall be content to relate here what I have read in the life of Mother Agnes of Jesus, a Dominican nun of the convent of Lagnac in Auvergne, who died there in the odor of sanctity in the year 1634. When she was only 7 years old and was suffering from great spiritual anguish, she heard a voice which told her that if she wished to be delivered from her anguish and to be protected against all her enemies, she was as quickly as possible to make herself the slave of Jesus and His most holy Mother. She had no sooner returned to the house than she gave herself up entirely to Jesus and His Mother in this capacity, although up to that time she did not so much as know what the devotion meant. Taking an iron chain, she put it around her body and wore it until her death. After this, all her anguish and scruples ceased, and she experienced great peace and dilation of heart. This is what brought her to teach the devotion to many persons who made progress in it. Among others, Father Oilier, the founder of Saint Sulpice, as well as many priests and ecclesiastics of the same seminary. One day Our Lady appeared to her and put around her neck a chain of gold to show her the joy she had at Mother Agnes's having made herself her son's slave and her own. And Saint Cecilia, who accompanied Our Lady in that apparition, said to the religious, "Happy are the faithful slaves of the Queen of Heaven, for they shall enjoy true liberty. To serve thee is liberty." Seventh motive, it procures great blessings for our neighbor. Another consideration which may bring us to embrace this practice is the great good which our neighbor receives from it. For by this practice we exercise charity toward him in an eminent manner, seeing that we give him by Mary's hands all that is most precious to ourselves, namely the satisfactory and impetuatory value of all our good works, without accepting the least good thought or the least little suffering. We agree that all the satisfactions we may have acquired or may acquire up to the moment of our death should be employed at Our Lady's will, either for the conversion of sinners or for the deliverance of souls from purgatory. Is this not loving our neighbor perfectly? Is this not being a true disciple of Jesus Christ, who is always to be recognized by His charity? Is this not the way to convert sinners without any fear of vanity, and to deliver souls from purgatory with scarcely doing anything but what we are obliged to do by our state in life? To understand the excellence of this motive, we must understand also how great a good it is to convert a sinner or to deliver a soul from purgatory. It is an infinite good, greater than creating heaven and earth, because we give to a soul the possession of God. If by this practice we deliver but one soul in our life from purgatory or convert but one sinner, would not that be enough to induce a truly charitable man to embrace it? But we must remark that inasmuch as our good works pass through the hands of Mary, they receive an augmentation of purity and consequently of merit and of satisfactory and impetuatory value. On this account, they become more capable of solacing the souls in purgatory and of converting sinners than if they did not pass through the virginal and liberal hands of Mary. It may be little that we give by Our Lady, but in truth, if it is given without self-will and with a disinterested charity, that little becomes very mighty to turn away the wrath of God and to draw down His mercy. It would be no wonder if, at the hour of death, it should be found that a person faithful to this practice should by means of it have delivered many souls from purgatory and converted many sinners, though he should have done nothing more than the ordinary actions of his state of life. What joy at his judgment, what glory in his eternity!